Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So this may be the last video in this random little can I turn it into a Fallout theme deal, only because I have a couple other ideas in the making. So this one, I already pulled the sticker off of this. It was a Carebear sticker. Now this is supposed to be one of those fountains, water fountains. So I picked it up at Five Below when I picked up a bunch of the other things that I've done and tried. So this one, I was gonna make it like a Nuka-Cola theme, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do this Vault-Tec theme. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna do it. I might paint it dark blue and do some Vault-Tec type of stickers, but like in my head it's going to represent the radiation arches. I don't know what they're called, but I have one in my shelter even, but I don't know what it's called. So just saying. So it's like something like that was my thought process to this, but I don't know. I'm actually, because I think I had mentioned something about one day I was painting something, the vending machine red, and I had mentioned the caps. The caps are for this project. So instead of stones, I'm actually gonna do red caps that I've been slowly collecting over this little bit of time for this project. So those are gonna kind of like be the Nuka-Cola to it, but I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see how this ends up. So if you're interested, stay tuned to see the final product to my Fallout water fountain. So the first thing we have to do for this is we have to tape off the spots that will get messed up a little bit. So painter's tape, I taped the bottom part here, and oops, the little battery thing just opened, and where the water is gonna come out. Now, the funny thing to all of this is it's yellow, but I'm painting it blue. The next project is blue and I'm painting it yellow. But if it gives you any indication, this is then going to be a dark blue. Now, there will be stickers on this and they will be yellow. However, I will start this by saying, because this is just gonna sit on the shelf, I'm not even gonna bother sanding things down anymore, because they're not manhandled. They're not gonna be played with. It's a fountain. It sits on the shelf. Just like the lunchbox, I only did that because it wasn't gonna work. The vending machine, I don't think I sanded that down, or did I? I don't remember. But it just sits there. It just sits on the shelf. They're not interactive in that sense. So we're just gonna ignore the bug or whatever is making that noise, because we are outside, as you could tell. And you know what? Nature happens. This is, I don't even know, this is some old spray paint that I got, I think from my mother, because I just needed a little bit and I didn't feel like buying a whole can that I'll probably never use again. So we're gonna spray paint this blue. So let's get spray painting. Hi, future me here. So if you're going to do this project, I would say put the water fountain on a plate or a bowl for a little while, because mine ended up leaking after I put it on my stand. By the next day, the water was all over the place. So I don't know what happened, and I don't know why it happened, because I have in fact bought these little fountains before, the exact same thing, just did different things to them, and they have never leaked before, so I never thought about it. But I figured I would jump in right now while I'm just spray painting this to give that little bit of knowledge. So this one actually wasn't the easiest to cover, and you see I do move it around. I did end up missing a decent amount of spots, and I think because the base was yellow and I was using blue, a lot of places did in fact turn a little greenish, so I did have to then cover those with more blue. But overall, I think it came out just fine, I think. But I just figured I'd say put it on a plate, a bowl, or something, maybe leave it outside even to verify the fact that it is not going to leak. Because I have not figured out the problem and I have not put more water into mine. I'm just letting it sit as empty decoration at this point. So I probably will not do any more touch-ups or follow-ups to this one. Okay, so now we're gonna let this dry out here. And my big thought to this is the fact of, should I age it and rust it like I did with the lunchbox and the vending machine, or should I just leave it new looking? That's gonna be the deal with this one now. So we're gonna wait, and I think I'm noticing the fact that the top needs to, like, maybe another coat. But I spray painted the back too, not that I should have, but hopefully it's kind of like a green in some spots. So I think I do need more, but I'm not gonna put you through, because I bet anything you know how to use a can of spray paint. This brand, I've never used it before, so I'm not even gonna say anything to it, because I don't even know what this came from. So if you have any ideas on this, then maybe that's why it's being weird. I don't know. But I am in no way, shape, or form saying that this is the kind that you should use, because I think you should just use whatever color you like versus brand. But I need more coats on this. So next time you'll see this, it'll be ready for stickers. So we sat and we waited for paint to dry. Now, I did in fact pull the tape off, which exposes the yellow. So it is kind of still keeping to a theme. Now I've got dog hair stuck to it. Now, I'm okay with the way it looks currently, but here's where things get a little bit more fun and kind of messed up. Now, okay, I will say the sun moves. I don't know what to tell you on that. So we're just gonna have to deal with it for right now. And I did in fact use my Cricut to cut out some stickers for it. My thought is the Vault-Tec is gonna go right here, and it's still a little tacky, surprisingly. This shorter strip is gonna go along the top here. I'm gonna try and center it. And then these two other ones, I'm kind of like gonna alternate down here. I do, in fact, instead of having rocks down at the bottom, I thought it would be fun to do little bottle caps. So I don't know if you have seen, but I had been collecting some soda bottle caps and spray painting them red. So I have been debating on putting the Nuka-Cola stickers on these, but because it's a waterfall, I don't know how well it would hold up with the water. Now, brings me to this next thought. There is something moving around behind me. The water is where things are going to get a little different, because I don't know, and you can see the cup behind me, if I'm going to age this or not. I think that's going to be set for a different, it's not even going to be in this video if I decide to, but my thought is the fact of the water is actually brown, because over time, what happens, things rust. So my thoughts are, if I don't rust this specifically on the outside, I think the parts would still be rusting on the inside, so it would turn the water rusty brown. So we're going to apply the stickers, put the apply the stickers, put the water in, and then put the bottle caps and see how well this actually goes, because I don't know what I'm expecting right now, since this is gonna be an interesting one for both of us. And that's so like static clinged it to its, okay. So I'm hoping to do this to where I don't pull off the blue paint, because of the fact, oh, we're gonna have fun. It's not gonna, okay. So because the blue paint is a little tacky, I don't know how it's gonna hold up. I don't know if it will. In fact, we're gonna like place this down, I guess. You might not be able to see it very well, but we're gonna place this down, and I'm gonna try and slightly hover over and do this. And I don't want the blue to get pulled up, but I also need the yellow to stay down. So this is where it's gonna get to a fine line. See if I can get it to stay. Okay, so somewhat. It's somewhat staying down. I will say that this yellow is, I've never used it before. I opened it specifically for this project, and I'm not entirely sure I'm okay with it because it is not sticking very well, or the transfer tape is a little too sticky. I don't know. I mean, it could just be the transfer tape, because I know that that is sometimes a little too sticky for certain ones. But we're gonna go with this, and we're just kind of just gonna go slow and make sure we don't pull too fast. Go nice and slow. Okay, so I wish I would have had some, I don't know, my tweezers or something out here to help hold things down. Now I know this is in fact probably a little crooked, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so now it is, okay, much better. Much better. Is it perfect? No. But it'll do just fine. Because I don't want it to be perfect. If I wanted it to be perfect, I would have bought one at the store. Hello. There's blue all over me. I don't know why there's blue. I mean, this is supposed to be aged and everything, so it is what it is. Like, things would be not staying. Okay, so I should have brought some scissors, because the strip, I did cut it a little longer than need be, but that was on purpose because I wanted to make sure it was long enough. Now, let's see. I don't want nature all over the place, but we're gonna keep going. And there is still something moving around behind me. These, I'm not entirely sure how I'm, okay, that looks fine. That looks just fine. I thought it wasn't gonna go well. This was actually a really quick project, so that's always a plus. Also, because it's like sometimes you don't have a whole bunch of time to do a project. So sometimes having a project that can come out so nice, because I really do like this. Soon everything's going to start lining up so nicely behind me. Okay, so here it is right now as we sit. Is it lined up perfectly? No, it is not. But oh well. And now let's put in our nasty water. Okay, let's do this. And I will in fact move the camera so you can see it working once I get it going. I want to make sure it's all going nicely. It does have a little light. Oh my god, it's adorable. I love it. I love it, and it's splashing all over the place. But I will move the camera in just a moment. Let me get these in here so it gives you the full effect of how this is gonna go. Oh, aging it is gonna be a little difficult only because splashes, and I don't know if anything I'm going to be able to age it with is going to stay through all the splashing, but oh, I'm missing another cap right there. I did not have fully enough, as you can kind of see from this angle. I do have more though that I just haven't printed because I was doing blue and stuff, so I didn't want to deal with that. But let's look at this. Come sit next to me. Okay, I know you can somewhat see the mess. Ah! I don't know if you can see it very well, but there it is. Let's see. So here it goes. Don't mind the background. Yes, I have my other phone sitting there and everything. But look at that. It looks absolutely disgusting. It looks dirty water to me. So what do you think of this project? I know the sticker is in fact very crooked. I might peel it off and redo it. I am not fully sure. But what do you think of it as it sits? Okay, so I'll just do it this way, and let's turn the fountain off. So, what did you think of this project? Would you try it? Just remember, it's not sponsored by anything that you saw in the video. And again, for the most part, I would never say go do something versus something else, but I am a Fallout fan. I love the idea of turning something into something else because I'm a big crafter. But what did you think of this one? Would you give it a try? I mean, it was relatively inexpensive, so I don't know. Oh my goodness, there's a bunny. Oh my goodness, that's probably what's been moving around. Hey, bunny. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it for the day. I hope you have a great day wherever you are, and until next time, bye.